You might be wondering how this little child got here. Where are his parents? Well, his father went to work. And his mother? She is busy dancing for her fans on TikTok Live. But what will happen to this poor child? Watch this story and learn. In the heart of Calabar, Adana was the talk of her neighborhood. She was beautiful. Her dark skin glowed, her smile was captivating, and her long black hair flowed like a river down her back. But beyond her beauty, people talked about her obsession with social media. Adana lived for TikTok and Instagram. Every day she spent hours making videos, taking pictures, and editing them to perfection. Her motto was simple: fake it till you make it. She borrowed clothes from her friends, took expensive shoes from her cousin, and even posed in front of cars that weren't hers, all to impress her online followers. She wanted people to believe she had made it, even though her reality was far from what she showed online. One evening, as Adana prepared to go out and take more pictures, her mother, Mama Ifeoma, called her. "My daughter, come and sit down," Mama Ifeoma said, her voice calm but firm. Adana sighed. "Mama, I don't have time. I need to go before the sun sets." Mama Ifeoma shook her head. "This is important. I see the way you spend all your time on that TikTok and Instagram. My daughter, is this the life you want for yourself? You lie, you fake things. This is not how your father and I raised you." Adana rolled her eyes. "Mama, it's not called social medium. It's social media. And in this business, you fake it till you make it. People believe what they see, not what is real." Mama Ifeoma sighed heavily. "But what if they find out one day? Will they still trust you?" "My daughter, life is not all about social media. You must have something real to hold on to. Don't lose yourself in this game." But Adana didn't listen. She believed that one viral TikTok video would change her life forever. A few days later, Adana and her friends were outside a fancy restaurant, taking pictures. She was dressed in a borrowed designer gown and heels. As she scanned the area for the perfect backdrop, she saw a sleek black car parked nearby. "Perfect," she whispered. "Take my picture here." Her friends giggled as she posed beside the car. But just as they were about to finish, a young man approached. He was tall, handsome, and had a confident smile. "Excuse me," he said politely. "That car you're posing with, it's mine." Adana froze. Her heart pounded. She had been caught. Instead of being angry, the man chuckled. "You look beautiful. You don't need a fancy car to impress people." Adana swallowed hard. I'm sorry," he smiled. "My name is Chidi. And you?" "Adana," she replied nervously. That day they exchanged numbers and soon they became close. After a few months of chatting, Chidi proposed to Adana. She was overjoyed. She flaunted her diamond engagement ring online. "Hi guys, my man just proposed and I said yes. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with my best friend," she announced on TikTok. News of the engagement reached Chidi's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Okafor. They were not happy. "Son," Mrs. Okafor said one evening, "we think you're making a big mistake. This girl is always online dancing. How can she raise a good family?" "Mom, you don't know Adana like I do. She's not all about social media. She has a good heart." "My son, good heart is not enough," Mr. Okafor added. "Marriage needs wisdom." But Chidi didn't listen. He loved Adana. After months of arguments, his family gave in and they got married. Adana was finally living her dream, married to a rich, handsome man. At first, marriage was sweet. Adana's social media accounts gained more followers. But as her popularity grew, she spent more time online. Chidi didn't mind at first, but after a while, he started feeling lonely. One evening, after a long day at work, Chidi came home. He hoped to eat and rest, but the house was a mess. Clothes, shoes, and makeup were scattered everywhere. Adana was on TikTok Live, dancing. Chidi sighed and went to the kitchen, but what he saw almost drove him mad. The sink was full of dirty plates. There was no food. "Adana," he called angrily. She paused her video and frowned. "Why are you shouting?" Chidi clenched his fists. "You didn't cook? There's no food. The house is in a mess, and you're busy dancing?" Adana scoffed. "Chidi, I'm an influencer, not a housemaid. If you want a clean house, get a maid." That night they had their first big fight. Adana packed her bags, threatening to leave, but Chidi begged her to stay. Months later, Adana got pregnant. Chidi was happy. He thought the baby would make her more responsible. For a while, Adana reduced her social media activities, but soon she was back online. After their son, Samto, was born, things got worse. Adana was too busy creating content to take care of the baby. One day, Chidi came home and found his son crying in his crib, hungry and in a soiled diaper. But Adana was not at home. When she returned, Chidi was furious. "Adana, where were you?" She waved her hand. "Relax, honey. He was sleeping when I left. I just went to shoot a video by the pool." Chidi was shocked. That night, he hired a nanny to take care of the child. One day, the nanny went to buy baby formula. "Ma, please watch Samto," she told Adana. "No problem," Adana said. But after a while, Adana got bored. She left the baby sleeping in the living room and went to the pool to record a TikTok video. She got carried away, dancing and laughing. She didn't see when little Samto woke up and crawled toward the pool. Chidi returned home early that day. He heard music from the poolside and walked over, just in time to see his son struggling in the water. "Adana!" he screamed, jumping into the pool to save the baby. By the time he got Samto out, the child was unresponsive. Adana finally noticed and screamed in terror. They rushed the baby to the hospital. Hours later, Chidi returned home, his eyes filled with tears. "Adana," he said coldly, "pack your things. This marriage is over. You killed our son with your obsession." Adana collapsed, crying bitterly. Some weeks later, Adana remained in agony of what has happened. "I killed my baby," she said, crying. She refused food and locked herself from the outside world. Just as she was crying and blaming herself, her mother walked in. "Adana, you have a visitor," she said. "Who?" Adana asked. "It's Chidi." Adana gasped. "But why is he still looking for me?" "Mama, I don't think I can face him. Please tell him I'm sorry." She said, "Come and see him first and apologize." She said. She went to her shock. Samto was healthy and playing with tears in her eyes. She knelt down and asked for forgiveness from her husband. Chidi sighed. "This is your last chance, Adana. Choose your family or social media." Through tears, Adana promised to change, and from that day, she learned the true meaning of responsibility. Although she still created content, but still didn't allow it take more than she can offer. Balance is key. Social media is good, but family is more important. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Till I come your way next time, stay blessed.